Hey guys, it's Shelby from Big Cat Creative, and in this video, we are going to be talking about cookie banners. Cookies are actually small pieces of data that websites store on devices to help remember visitor preferences and understand how people are using and interacting with different features on your site. Squarespace specifically uses cookies to help your site run more effectively, to personalize content and create the best experience possible for your visitors, and to identify patterns and help you learn more about your site traffic. Now, all of that sounds great, and it seems like a nice thing to do to let your site visitors know that their cookies are present, but it's actually also legally necessary to do so, which is where the cookie banner comes into play because there are certain laws that require you to make your site visitors aware of cookies. The most prominent of these privacy laws is the GDPR, or the General Data Protection Regulation. This law regulates how individuals and organizations may collect, use, and retain personal data, and it also calls for businesses to not only provide clear information about the cookies that are present, but to also obtain consent from website visitors to place them. The great thing is that Squarespace automatically gives you the option of enabling a cookie banner on your website, where you can display information about cookies and provide accept, decline, and manage buttons for your visitors to choose from, making things totally GDPR compliant. It's also now easier than ever to customize your cookie banner to your specific needs because Squarespace has recently implemented some highly requested design features for the cookie banner. So let's go ahead and get into that. First things first, to access and enable your cookie banner, you can either click the / key on your keyboard and type in cookies to be taken directly to this window, or back in your main menu, you can click on Settings, the Website tab, and then into Cookies and Data Privacy. From here, you'll want to toggle on the cookie banner option. Now let's go ahead and walk through each of the customizable elements in this window. First, you'll see a little preview window just so that you can keep tabs of what your cookie banner might look like as you are turning on and off certain elements. And next, you'll be able to customize all of the content within the actual banner. First up is the Accept button label. And this is something that is automatically going to be enabled on your cookie banner. You can't turn off the Accept button, but you can change the text here to whatever you would like for it to say. Next, you can choose to toggle on or off the Manage Cookies button. And this is what's going to allow visitors to manage which cookies they want and don't want to allow. And when somebody clicks on the Manage Cookies button, it will take them to a Manage Cookies pop-up window, which unfortunately isn't currently customizable, but that's pretty basic. It's just a few explanations and then options to toggle on or off various cookies. And if you enable the Manage Cookies button right here, you can go ahead and change the text to whatever you'd like. Under that, you have the option to toggle on or off the Decline All button. And if you toggle this on, it's going to allow visitors to decline any non-essential cookies. So these are cookies that aren't going to affect the actual navigation or function of your website. So things like analytics or performance cookies. And again, if you choose to toggle that on, you'll be able to change the text of that button right here. Next up is disclaimer text, and this is where you can write a little blurb explaining why and how cookies are used on your website. And Squarespace does offer this default message, but it's pretty vague, as you can see, and a little impersonal, so we would recommend writing your own. And since there isn't a ton of room here, it's also a great opportunity to include a link to your privacy policy or cookie policy page if you have one. And to do that, you'll just highlight the text, and this little edit bar will pop up where you can click on the link icon and add your link right here. Now, if you have enabled either the Decline or the Manage buttons, visitors are going to be able to reopen the Manage Cookies pop-up window via a Cookie Preferences link. So these last two settings are used to customize that link. First up is Layout, and this is how visitors are going to actually be able to access that Preferences link and change their cookies at any time. So with this drop-down menu, you can choose between Subfooter, Pill, or Hidden, but if you're allowing people to either manage or decline cookies, then you should definitely keep this viewable. And then under that, you can go ahead and change the text of the Cookie Preferences label if you'd like. Okay, and then once you are finished customizing the content of your cookie banner, go ahead and click Save up here in the top right-hand corner, and then you can exit out of your settings. You'll now be able to see your cookie banner active on your website, but maybe you want to change the colors or the size of the text. To do that, you'll want to access your Site Styles panel by clicking on the paintbrush in the top right-hand corner, and then scrolling to the bottom of your Site Styles panel and clicking on the Miscellaneous tab. From here, go ahead and choose Cookie Banner. In this window, you can customize the color of your banner. So using this drop-down menu, you can go ahead and choose from all of your existing color themes and the color settings that you've already set for those themes. If you'd like to customize these any further, you can do so back in the Colors tab, but just keep in mind that any changes that you make according to how you want this cookie banner to look are going to affect the colors throughout your entire website. So if there's something that's really bugging you, maybe just choose a different theme or make sure that any changes that you make are appropriate for site-wide changes. You can also change the position of your banner, so you can choose from top, bottom left, like we just had it, bottom right, top left, top right, or bottom. This really is just personal preference, but as a general tip, make sure that whichever position you choose, it goes with the existing design of your site and stands out on its own and isn't getting lost among other images or content. And finally, you can adjust the size of your disclaimer text, so you can make it super big if you want it to really stand out or make it smaller. Again, personal preference, but make sure that it stands out enough that people can clearly read it. And as always, when you're happy with your changes, click Save. The buttons in your cookie banner are mapped to the style of your existing website buttons. So the Accept button is connected to the primary button, the Decline button is connected to your secondary button, and the Manage Cookies button is connected to the tertiary button. If you'd like to make any changes to those buttons, you'll have to go back into your Site Styles panel and click into the Buttons tab. But again, just keep in mind that any changes that you make to the buttons are going to affect the buttons across your entire website. So just make sure that if you do make any changes to this cookie banner, it's something that you'll be okay with changing throughout your entire website. Okay, and that is all there is to it. The cookie banner is so easy to edit, and you now have a really nice to look at, aesthetically pleasing cookie banner that follows all GDPR regulations and helps maintain a trusted relationship between you and your site visitors. So you have the best of all worlds. I hope this video was helpful, and if you're looking for some more Squarespace and small business tips and tutorials, we post new videos every single week, so be sure to subscribe to our channel, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.